Hello, folks, one and all. Welcome to this special stream. This has been submitted for the approval of the Mind's Eye Society. Happy Mischief Night, one and all. Oh my God, I do. Here I am, getting ready to go to sleep. I had just wrapped watching the annual Halloween Treehouse of Horror. So I decided to search through Disney Plus and just check. I'll probably watch it later in the week, maybe tomorrow. The Halloween, the Disney Halloween treat. Lo and behold, it's not even on their streaming service. I'm like, what? You have a streaming portal set aside just for Halloween. It's just an hour. This really didn't occur to anybody to maybe post this on your Disney Plus platform. I was amazed. I'm like, you know what? I absolutely cannot stand for this injustice. I am going to celebrate it. So, thank you for joining me here on the Mind's Eye Theater. Hopefully this stream doesn't get kicked off like Fridays did. Oh, it was so annoying. But anyway, I am your horror host, Inkarnate. I definitely wanted to show out for the horror faithful, for the fans, just because it blew my mind that this was not an all month long that they had. And obviously, today is the 40th anniversary of this. But anyway, but that's why the Mind's Eye is here. In fact, all throughout 2022, all I've been doing is celebrating horror anniversaries that clearly nobody else has or has even recognized. When was it? In March, we celebrated the 10-year anniversary of the very last Silent Hill game. When was it? All throughout October, we have been celebrating the 15-year anniversary of Clive Barker's Jericho. So it astonished me that, I could understand Clive Barker's Jericho because it's more cult than anything, but Silent Hill Downpour? And now, the 40th anniversary of this rather important, I would think, special on Disney. But that's why the Mind's Eye is here. That's why Inkarnate is here. So, a couple of housekeeping items. As always, let's get to it. First up, ladies and gentlemen, obviously this is a one-man show. Tramadom couldn't join me, and to be honest, much like Friday's stream, this was also impromptu. I was just so busy catching up on work for the Mind's Eye. You wouldn't believe it, but I had been busy all week with that because even once October and Halloween wrap, the show does still go on. So, there's no real reason for me to go into what my expectations are. I do know this from my fondest childhood memories, but we'll get into that during the show. So, naturally, I invite you to stream this along with me. I'll just give you the shortcut. Look for this on Vimeo. I couldn't find a good quality of... I wasn't going to do the stream because I couldn't find a good quality video on YouTube, but it is on Vimeo. So, before we get started, be sure to follow me along with that. Queue it up there so that I can take care of these housekeeping items. So, I'll be providing timestamps throughout the watch party, as always, to make sure your viewing experience is synced up with mine, as well as for the convenience of anyone who is joining casually late to the party. Now then, this stream is brought to you in partnership with Hotness TV, with the poser holidays coming up of Black Friday, Veterans Day, Christmas, and New Year's, even though we all know the real holiday is around the corner, starting tomorrow. Give me a second as I take a swig. If you are so inclined to go with Jabra headsets for your audio needs, or Samsung for pretty much any need you could have. I know for a fact everything from my phone, my tablet, my television, my 4K Blu-ray player, my surround sound, everything I own comes from Samsung. So if you are so inclined, please use the link in the description under sponsors, because using that gives a nice kickback to the channel. This stream is brought to you by the Mind's Eye Theater is a proud affiliate of the upcoming horror documentary called Mental Health and Horror. So, horror movies, video games, hard rock, heavy metal, hip-hop always get blamed for society's woes. However, at long last, we have a response in video format to debunk a lot of the myths regarding all of these forms of entertainment causing harm, and instead they will be inviting psychiatrists, therapists, and what did I start with? Psychiatrists, psychologists, and therapists. Sorry about that. So, and they will be discussing the benefits of watching horror. So it's great that we at long last have a rebuttal, but also in video to enjoy. So, if you are so inclined, feel free to support the Mind's Eye Theater and your horror host Inkarnate with a link to our PayPal at the top of the stream. And in addition to checking out our merch store on streamlabs.com/mindgamesinc/merch, I have a special Inkarnate Halloween shirt that will be going off the market tomorrow. It's only available until Halloween, so that gives you exactly 25 hours to purchase. So, we're coming to you live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. God, I really hate to mention this, but when it's full power to social media censors, advisories must be made. If you're watching on YouTube, 2 key items. Firstly, if the watch party gets cut off, as has been the case, I was doing well, but then Friday's stream had to get cut short thanks to across the board, to be honest, not just YouTube. But I'm still trying to figure out this wallpaper, the screensaver that I use. I'm still trying to figure that out in order to edit it so that it doesn't get a takedown. Regardless, if you're watching this on YouTube and there's a takedown of the of this video, catch me on Facebook or Twitch. The links are in the description. And secondly, the following day, I will repost any interrupted Mind's Eye Theater on YouTube. It'll just appear as a regular video instead of a stream. So I hope you have your popcorn. I hope you have a drink with you. I'm just having water because I gotta be behaving myself for the foreseeable future. So if you have the video queued up, you can follow me this will be our creature presentation in 3, 2, 1. And this is copyright just in case of of that nonsense. I don't see why they would have copywritten this hokey music, but what have you. So I was watching, I was completely taken aback. I did not know that the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, which is a beloved annual tradition for me, I had no idea that the It sequence, I thought that was going to be like the opening scene to the episode, or at least how can I put it, one of the actual featured episodes. But they were going over on football coverage, so I'm saying to myself, oh geez, please tell me that I didn't miss it, or they're not playing over it, as has been the case once upon a time. So what happened? It basically just starts. So I'm like, hey, where's the It segment? And it's going on, it's playing, and I'm saying to myself, okay, something's wrong here. So then I check online, and lo and behold, the Not It episode, as it was referred to, that's a completely different episode. So I'm like, holy crap! Like, I'm in the middle of work. I'm like, nah, I can't miss this. I gotta watch the full episode. So luckily, I was able to find it online. They had posted it already. And it was enjoyable. It's always good when they spoof all the movies and classics. I clearly I can't read. I'm like Tramadom over, but the clip show. Why they would have the Wizards duel between Merlin and Mad Madam Mim in a Halloween episode, I don't know. And let's be honest, this is a glorified a glorified clips show, but it's like, it's still like, come on, have this on your freaking what do you call it? Have this on your streaming service. I could not believe that this was not on there. But that's where I show up, and that's where I take over the show, because if no one else is gonna celebrate it, well, gosh darn it, I will. But yeah, I caught the other episode, so it was actually last week that The Simpsons spoofed it. And I'm gonna tell you, watching a 30-minute episode of The Simpsons was a lot better than that 3-hour saga that was It Chapter 2. I can tell you that much. Yeah, and again, like, this is a glorified clips channel, but it's part of nostalgia, and, you know, it should have, they could have done something with this, and considering that they're, like, desperate for, what do you call it, for subscribers. And again, I was on Disney Plus, and they have a a Halloween portal just like everybody else does. So why not have this up? Maybe. It's always been interesting. They've had this Wizards type duel a couple of different times in a couple of different movies and shows, as recently as the Sandman Netflix series, which seems to have bombed hard because nobody was talking about that thing. But they've also had this not with witches but with genies in Arabian Nights, the made-for-TV movie from a couple decades back. Wow, that's like 30 years old, speaking of anniversaries. Excuse me. Not for nothing, but this was a little freaky, watching this Wizards duel between Merlin and Mad Madam Mim. Oh, jeez. The chicken. God, what does he fall as, a walrus or a seal? Yeah, a walrus. And she turns into a rhino, right? Oh boy. I know, an elephant, I'm sorry. She eventually turns into a rhino. Oh no, she turns into a tiger, right? Yeah. Yeah, the way, like, it's colored in the background, like this dingy, almost like a swamp type forest. Uh-oh. Merlin? Oh my god. God, this takes me back. Again, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but there's nothing, with the exception of the a ghost story here or there, episodes that they had on Disney, with one with Donald Duck where a gorilla, some unescaped gorilla of all things, invades his home. The one where Goofy, Mickey, and Donald go. God, he hits her right in the butt. Oh my god, and she's screaming. Oh, the talking pumpkin. Wow. Oh boy, Bald Mountain. Jesus. Because this was a nightmare fuel as a kid. Definitely gotta lower the volume here due to copyright, because you gotta know that this song is what do you call it? This song is definitely copywritten. But anywho, yeah, it was nice to watch the Treehouse of Horror, as well as that It was a spoof and a full episode. I definitely do have to make. I mean, one Halloween, I eventually will get around to doing like. Honestly, it's been so many years and so many episodes. Because you have to remember, each Treehouse of Horror is really 3 stories. I think that I am going to. I'll definitely make a video. It's got to be a top 10. There's no way I could limit it to 5. But how can I put it? There have been a couple of episodes, or horror episodes that were non-Treehouse of Horror. Like they had, I thought that they had 2 Thanksgivings of horror, like back-to-back years. I think I could be mistaken on that, but I thought that was the case. That I would definitely like to get around to, because obviously those are full episodes, and you can, instead of just reviewing the 10-minute Baldur's Gate's done already. What are we fast forwarding to now? Oh, this is the ghost one. Disney's A Christmas Carol also kind of creeped me out when I was a kid. Like the end scene with the ghost of future or whatever, where he's shown his grave. That was always kind of creepy. Ghost of Christmas Future. I almost said Ghost of Future's Past because it's an X-Men, right? What is this one? Pluto's wearing PJs. That I don't remember. I hope everyone's enjoying their Mischief Night, and they've enjoyed their Halloween weekend. Like, such a buzzkill that Halloween would come on a Monday. Like, the only thing worse, honestly, could be like a Tuesday or Wednesday, just because it's dead center in the middle of the weekend. I bet that there will be places still celebrating the following weekend. Oh, right, the shoes. Jesus, he's got a sawed-off shotgun. Oh, and it's on the barrel. That's funny. Oh my god, I've forgotten so much of this. Crazy, man. Wow. See, I have to watch this on my tablet just because I'm watching it. By the way, the Vimeo. Oh my god, he sees the shoes. It'd be funny if he looked between his legs. He saw the shoes, and then you see like 2 drops of pee come out. Oh, Jesus. Nice message for kids. Oh, good heavens. He's getting shot at, or so he thinks. Oh my god. What's this one? Oh, this is the one with the gorilla. Oh god. It's amazing that they did, like, they had that crappy Werewolf by Night, that was like a half hour or an hour, I don't even remember. They had that crappy Werewolf by Night at the beginning of the month, but they don't have this special on their streaming platform. They really it's so weird, because you would think that they would be like on top of making specials like this for Halloween. I'm surprised I haven't, like, not that I've been on social media much, just because this weekend it's just a lot of work, a lot of catch up, a lot of I don't stop making videos just because Halloween ends, so I got a lot of stuff planned for the channel coming up for the next month. The color, oh my god, that was great. The color went out in his beak. So stupid. Oh, Jesus. And then the real thing shows up. You can't even use the door, he just lifts it. That's great. Uh-oh. So they run, they scatter. He sees it. Okay, thinks it's them. Nope. Uh-oh. But that could only mean... Uh-huh. I forgot how this one ends. Yeah. He realizes it's a real gorilla and immediately it's,
Remember, you can master any wild animal, looking him straight in the eye. That is all.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't even... if you're watching, write it in the chat. What cartoons do kids even watch nowadays? Like, I just... If it's not Paw Patrol or something corny like that, like, I'll see my niece watching that. But, like, I guess what I'm asking is, like, what do they watch that's actually popular? Or, like, people would know of? Because, I don't know, when I grew up watching cartoons in the 90s, it was stuff that adults could enjoy too. Like, if it was, you know, PG, it was still entertaining enough for the grown-ups. And something like Batman the Animated Series, you know, you could watch that with one of your parents. Oh, God. Really, dude? Why would you bother grabbing the doorknob when the door was already open? You stupid. Oh my God. How huge is this freaking... Wow. Alright, that gorilla seems bigger than last time. Really? That's so stupid. Oh, nice of his tail to let him know what's up. Even though he's staring a gorilla straight in the eye. Nice. Where'd he go? Oh my God. Yeah, this is from so long ago. I don't even remember all of the clips and all of the what do you call it? The TV episodes and the movies that they have here. So yeah, this was just like a I love it. A gorilla print in every ceiling. Right through the bed too. Oops. Oh my God. He's running with a ladder like it's still so in the boots. How did Mickey's boots get in there? Oh my God. Uh-oh. Yep. God almighty. Oh no, he has to fall a foot? Oh Jesus. Oh no. What? That's just inappropriate. His tail was waving at him. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, yeah, there you go. Oh my God. This is great. What did he throw at him? An onion grenade? Really? Okay, come on. Come on, Chief. Be a big boy. That's not it. Well done. Oh, no. Aww. Two silly boys. It's so retarded. It's so stupid. I love it. The hell's that? What's up with that blow? Oh, how sweet. Oh boy, this one. Oh wait, no, this isn't the one where he basically goes to pays a visit to Dante's Inferno. That one really creeped me out as a kid. I was like, what the? It was a little too, almost too intense. Like the punishment that he receives. Yeah, I don't think this has anything to do with Halloween or horror. This particular insert. Anyway. I mentioned this on the previous stream, but after the dud that was Halloween Ends, I really hope that it's becoming clear to people why they should not want Blumhouse anywhere near a potential Elm Street sequel or remake, because oh my god, like what they have done. Oh my god, easy Pluto. Jesus, you got glaucoma in your face. What Blumhouse has done to Halloween, that franchise, is just, I mean, I knew it was gonna be bad because they don't have any none. They are creatively bankrupt. Oh, maybe this is the episode. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to be doing an episode on this once I find two specific quotes from the producer of the film by the name of Ryan Turek. I'm going to be doing a video on my thoughts on the recent Halloween Ends movie. I don't know what was worse, Halloween Kills or Ends, because excuse me, Halloween Kills was like the last Jedi of the that honeymoon period from all the good feels that people had from Halloween 2018, or what I call Halloween H40. But I don't know what was worse, Halloween Ends or Kills, just because they were both what I thought they would be. Like, anything that's remotely enjoyable is just it's just member berries. It's just nostalgia that they're playing on. They're literally just remaking a scene that everybody liked for 40 years of one of, if not the first Halloween movie, and then by the time you get to Halloween Ends, it's like, oh hey, we've run out of things to rehash about the heroine, so now let's rehash everything with the villain. Oh, but it's in a new character. Is everyone sleeping? Or a ghost? Alright, Pluto, there wasn't any need for that overreaction to the point of you're oscillating like you're on a rotisserie. Yep, he takes the bait and he runs all the way to a suspicious looking cat mountain thing. That cat even laughs like a jerk. Uh-oh. Yeah, this was kind of creepy. The slithering ball and chains. And the last one has to go for the tail, because that's that's the key to his escape. I guess it's like the cat eyes that are kind of creepy. That and this guy, the executioner, whatever he is, the robe is unsettling.
You're on trial today for the crimes that you commit. We're gonna prove you're guilty.
Guilty. Uh-oh. Also, that the judge's voice is... Oh, what a dick. What a dick. It was a telephone book, not a Bible. And then when... Oh, okay, that was creepy. And then when Pluto goes to put his hand on the phone book, it's a it's a mousetrap. What a dick. Oh, the jury's gonna deliberate. There we go, the revolving door. And they're winking. Oh, God. What a shock. Oh, celebration. Great. Oh, God. Oh, wow, I forgot about this. The pitchforks and the torches? My God. It's like they're outside the headquarters of Twitter or something. Oh, man. Now that we're going into a new month, I really hope that, like, I'm so tired of hearing about She-Hulk and Black Ariel, which are two Disney properties, ironically enough. And now that Halloween is around the corner, this week I definitely gotta watch Black Adam. Make up my own mind. Daw. Happily ever after. What is this?
If you happen to meet somebody that looks like this across the street, this character was public villain #1 in his day.
Public villain. Is this Is Peter Pan one of the live-action Disney movies that they've tried over the years? I know that, I think Hugh Jackman was in one of them. He played Captain Hook. I can't remember. It's been decades since I've seen the Disney Peter Pan film. I think that's one of the cool things about kids, like when you can watch and reintroduce or introduce them, but like, how can I put it? Like reintroduce your childhood to these classics. I specifically haven't seen like Aladdin or The Lion King just because I want to watch those with my baseball dugout of nieces and nephews that I've got. And like all these stupid live action adaptations aren't helping either. Luckily I haven't had to get dragged to any of those, but it's just like, oh my God. Disney is just repulsive with how they're double dipping, and it's like they throw their lack of creativity in your face. It's really obnoxious in that regard. Yeah, I definitely have not seen Disney's Peter Pan in eons, considering I don't even remember this stuff. Oh, yeah, I was just about to ask, like, why is this in a Halloween episode? But they got the crocodile coming up, right? I remember I think it was on Fox. The TV adaptation or the TV series of Peter Pan. It was animated, and of all people, Tim Curry played he voiced Captain Hook. I also haven't seen the 90s adaptation either, the 90s live action film, which now that I'm wondering, was that made by Disney? The one with Robin Williams and I honestly can't remember. I remember the crocodile was a clock tower or something like that. I was like, huh? And he falls on Hook anyway, but I'm like, is that thing alive? Into smithereens, meows. Seconds. I forgot how flamboyant Captain Hook is. 15 seconds. Uh-oh. Tinkerbell's coming in to steal the gift. I remember when I was a kid, there was a recorded stage play. It was like recorded as a movie. And like a woman played Peter Pan, and I didn't appreciate it as a kid because I liked this movie. I liked the cartoon version. But yeah, I have more of a fondness for, theater nowadays. Okay, what's up next? Cruella de Vil, of course. Oof. Speaking of I didn't watch. I wasn't going to watch the Cruella de Vil. She's a great villain. I wasn't going to watch the live action film, but oh my god. I mean, it looked terrible. The reviews were bad. It, of course, goes for broke by going woke. It tries to make, like, part of the problem that I've noticed in modern cinema today is that, like, Hollywood cannot make interesting female characters, and they're afraid to make female villains. So what do you end up with? You end up with, like, excuse me. You end up with, like, everyone has to be like an anti-hero, and they don't want to, they want to make a villain origin story, but they just don't want to go there. And by go there, I mean, make a villain. It's like, it blows my mind that you got Angelina Jolie to play Maleficent, and that movie blew chunks. And then they came back for a sequel that no one watched and no one cared. She looked perfect. Oh my god! Like, you had the ability to reintroduce a horror icon, and you completely failed at it. Well done. And all because you didn't want to, like, portray her as an actual villain or something. You wanted her to be sympathetic. Oh god, it was so stupid. 101 Dalmatians. Wow. It's been a minute since I've seen this too. But yeah, I think it started with Maleficent, and then they did the same thing with... No, it didn't start with Maleficent. I think it started with that horrendous Oz movie with James Franco, no surprise. And what's his name? Who? I'm forgetting the guy that directed. Sam Raimi. He directed that movie, and it's funny to me how he gets a pass on that. Like, Tim Burton will be raked over the coals, as he should be, I guess, for the Alice in Wonderland 3D movies. Yet this other guy, because but he made Evil Dead and Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, like, nobody talks about that. That blows my mind. But anyway, yeah, they tried to do a Wicked origin story where, she's a sympathetic character, and they've done that with Cruella de Vil. They've done that with the Wicked Witch. They've done that with Maleficent. Maleficent, man, like, of all your characters, you're gonna do that with her? And I think the first one made money just because of the appeal of Angelina Jolie playing her. But oh my god, that movie was just a CGI bloated, just nothing. Just she could have been that was such great casting, and they really could have made something out of it as a Disney film, and they blew it. And then they came back for seconds, and that bombed. Here we go. Yes, sir. See, this is, like, I've always felt, oh my god, Creepy. I've always felt that, because when you think of like medieval horror, you immediately go to the Gothic classics, and I actually mentioned this recently, and it got me thinking that, how can I put it? There are, there are other aspects or institutions of that point in time that appeal to horror. For instance, the grim fairy tales, like that holds the potential to like usher in a new universal monster. I don't want to say fad because it really could be something, but you can't treat it like a fad. It would have to be, talented people with visions, and, give it that special storytelling quality in order to make it a classic. But I know for a fact that if the Grimm fairy tales were to be done, and the fact that so many of them have been adapted by Disney movies, oh my god. If you peel back the layer and show what these stories really are, away from the fanciful and the fairy tales and the happily ever afters, you could really have something. I mean, and of course, it'd be great if one or two of them just showed how gruesome they could be. But hey, if you want to keep them cartoons and keep them kids movies. Oh, this is funny. I'd forgotten this. See, this is kind of creepy too. Yeah, they don't realize that they're in danger, and then whoops, and the rock follows her down. Why is this in here? Just because it's a villain, I guess. But yeah, like in addition to the Black Plague, which is reminiscent to me with what do you call it? A Plague Tale. Out. If it's not out, I forgot when it was supposed to be out. If it's not out already, will be out soon. No, it came out on the 18th, right? Same as Ghostbusters. But yeah, it's in addition to your Frankensteins and your Draculas, you can make a usher in, I should say, a long series of movies just adapting the true Grimm fairy tales, as well as how can I put it, as well as the Black Death. And that also, with Edgar Allan Poe, the Mask of the Red Death, you do have a literary license there. I've always wanted to see an adaptation of Rumpelstiltskin, as well as the Pied Piper. I think that those two, in addition to like a horror version of Oz, The Wizard of Oz, and what is it? The Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland. How horror versions of those would be just phenomenal. This would be considered problematic nowadays because it supposedly speaks ill of Asians, even though I don't know, how can you really get that from a pet? But people will look and people will dig for any kind of excuse just to get bent out of shape. Really? Lady and the Tramp, Jesus. We used to in my grammar school. Ah, here we go. Oh, this is the one. This to me, Ichabod Crane, the Disney cartoon movie, this to me is the greatest PG horror offering ever. And mind you, they don't even get to the legend until like the very end. And it's not a build-up, really. It's just the main story is just this guy chasing what's her name? Oh my god, what's her name? Wow, I'm completely blanking on... hold on, let me look it up. I hate when I do this. I just completely forget the name of characters. Katrina Van Tassel, that's her name. Yeah, Ichabod Crane is like pursuing her for most of this movie's runtime. Like, the Headless Horseman's mentioned, I think, once, and by the narrator. So, yeah, it's like, obviously when you do a kids movie, you don't want to be gory or anything like that. And I think that ghost stories are such a perfect monster to represent that. And my god, has it been so long since we've had like proper PG horror. I was just watching today during my break of when I was working, Minty, what is it? Minty Comedic? Is that the YouTuber? Hold on. Speaking of blanking. Hold on. Minty Comedic Arts. He was talking about how, you know, his whole shtick is to give people trivia on films and shows that they wouldn't have known otherwise. So he was talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark? And man, I am going to be doing an episode on how spoiled us 90s kids were with all of the options for PG horror. But yeah, it's like they're in addition to not having quality cartoons, or at least, you know, cartoons like the ones that I, and if you grew up in the 90s, you had as well. But, you know, with that comes just the complete lack of good PG horror. I remember, you know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the Are You Afraid of the Dark? If you were into more mature versions of it, you could get the X-Files. You could watch if you weren't if your parents were away or they were asleep for the night, you could sneak into the living room and watch Tales from the Crypt episodes. I have the list somewhere of everything that was out. Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, I suppose, could be horror. But, man, just so many options. And you can't tell me, like, even if you watch, I don't even know, Rick and Morty or whatever nowadays, you can't tell me that kids have it as good as we did. And much like so much of entertainment, it's so crazy when I think back on the 90s, like things like pro wrestling or, you know, the Disney afternoon. You never really stop to think, you know, that this is as good as it's going to get, because you don't see the inevitable downfall of so much of entertainment. See my very first video on my YouTube channel, Stagnation Nation. Yeah, it's crazy to me. I genuinely am at a loss for words how it is that there's been such a downturn in terms of entertainment quality. But yeah, I definitely feel for kids, and it blows my mind that we're in 2022, so it's been exactly 1 decade now. The last it wasn't a concerted effort because it was just individuals making movies. They weren't, how can I put this? It wasn't like a drive to make a return to form for PG films, but you had Paranorman, you had Hotel Transylvania, and you had oh god, what is this Tim Burton movie? I'm sorry guys, my memory is just completely shot today. The one where he has like a kid Frankenstein. It stop? No, Frankenweenie. Oh, I was close. I don't think. Yeah, it was stop motion. I have to check. I don't remember. I know I have Paranorman. Which is coming out on 4K, I believe, next month or December. Paranorman. I don't think I have Frankenweenie. But yeah, it's crazy to me that 10 years ago was not only was 10 years ago the last time there was like any kind of push for kids horror, but it's sad to say that the best, like, how can I the film that came out of that single year of so many cartoons and stop motion, the one that came out of it the most successful to the point that they're still making sequels out of it was Hotel Transylvania, which is painfully unfunny. That's exactly what I mean when I say, like, older cartoons used to be enjoyable by everyone in the family. It wasn't something that like teenagers or adults would roll their eyes at or feel like, oh god, they're obligated to watch this for the sake of their kids. Speaking of adaptations that I would love to see, as grateful as I am that Tim Burton made the Sleepy Hollow in 1999, which I definitely got to do a watch party for that one. As grateful as I am, I still don't think that is the definitive film. I don't think that is the definitive adaptation, because I did like it. I actually really liked it. I liked the color washout aesthetic. I liked the what do you call it? I liked the fearsomeness of the Headless Horseman. I like the backstory. Oh my god. And having... Hold on. He's about to show up. The horse laughing. Yep. That laugh is iconic. And there he is. Christopher Walken, sorry. Having Christopher Walken play, he doesn't even have any speaking lines, and to me that role, that performance is iconic. But he had a pretty good 90s when it comes to horror, because he also played Gabriel in oh god. Oh, what the hell is the name of that movie? The Prophecy. Jesus. Get it together, Inkarnate. My memory is shot, man. I cannot retain anything. We only got a couple more minutes of this stream. I wanted to keep going because I want to see more portrayals, and I want to see more TV episodes that they would have collected for this, because they had like that ghost one that I mentioned. But anyway, yeah, I think that we have yet to see, and even this movie, because hey, this is great. It's the greatest PG film, a PG horror film that I've ever seen, but I still think that we have yet to see the definitive, how can I put it, adaptation of Sleepy Hollow. I actually wrote fan fiction of myself, and I do have the book that I definitely intend on reading one of these centuries. I gotta read Dracula. I gotta read Frankenstein. I wonder if that whole bridge thing was part of the legend, or if it's just part of this film. Because I know that wasn't part of the Tim Burton movie. Yeah, but the Tim Burton movie, it had a lot of fat to it. They needed to cut the pork on that one. Like, it didn't need... If it was going to have a witch, she shouldn't have been the driving force behind it, even though I get why, they had that the witch came back, or the witch used magic to bring the horseman back from his grave. The backstory with the Hessian, I really liked that. It made him seem like so much more of a menacing character. But yeah, you shouldn't. I don't think you should have like a puppet master with something like that. And I have an idea that I won't be sharing unless I were to make an adaptation of the Headless Horseman. But I do have an idea about making it a little bit more interesting with what the Headless Horseman is up to. That's it? Oh boy. Here we go. So, unfortunately, wow, I didn't realize it was that short, or it ended a lot quicker than I thought it would. And the hour is 12 a.m. on the dot. So, happy Halloween, one and all. I'm gonna talk over this, and actually I should mute it just in case it is copyrighted, because I'm not the last thing all month long. The last thing that I want is more copyright strikes, because god, bane of my existence. So we can end it here, or we can put a pin in this here. I genuinely hope everyone has enjoyed the content that I've put out. I will be addressing certain delays that there have been on my channel down the road, but the live streams have kept me afloat. And last week I did come out with my coroner's report Halloween TV guide. That was something that I started last year, and I think I'm going to be keeping that going, just because I think I'm a huge horror fan, and with the addition of streaming, there are so many streaming, and especially video games, there's so many options of what to watch, what to play, what to stream during Halloween, that I think it's important to be able to like consolidate that, because like certain things I didn't even know were how can I put it? Certain forms of entertainment I didn't even realize were coming out. Like, we didn't know that Hellraiser was coming out until like maybe it couldn't have been a month. It must have been like 3 weeks before it actually released. But that did we know ahead of time that Scorn was coming out? Maybe we did. What else? Trying to think. Oh, look at what happened with me and the Simpsons Halloween episode, Treehouse of Horror, as well as the It parody. So I think it's important to be able to just consolidate all that for you going forward with Halloween, so that everyone is on the same page. But anyway, it's Halloween now. I gotta get some sleep. What's on the scene for the Mind's Eye? I do invite everyone to subscribe to my Clips channel, which is Mind's Eye Incisions. And this week will be the final Mind's Eye Radio, which will be Monday, and Mind Games Shadow Play, which will be Tuesday, of Clive Barker's Jericho. I do hope that everyone has enjoyed listening to the lore as a lead-in to the gameplay. It's definitely been a labor of love. I'm glad that I was able to do it. Like I said, it was a 15-year, it was the 15-year anniversary of Clive Barker's Jericho. So, you know that the Mind Games is always down for playing a game that everybody else hated or didn't get the love that it probably deserved at the time. What else? Sub to the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch channels, so that for the streams, and sub to Twitter and IG pages for announcements and updates. As far as coming attractions, I've mentioned what's going on with Mind's Eye Radio and Mind Games. We will have the last episode of each Monday and Tuesday respectively. I'll be coming out with a special Halloween episode tomorrow. I will let you in on what it is. It is my top 5 Clive Barker stories. My editor just emailed me so the finalized version as we were wrapping up this stream. So Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities came out last week. So because tomorrow's Halloween, I'll be having an episode, two videos come out tomorrow. I will be doing my final shadow play of Clive Barker's Jericho on Tuesday. This Wednesday, November 2nd, all the way to the 5th, which will be Saturday, Trauma Dom and myself will be doing watch parties for each of the films for the Netflix Cabinet of Curiosities. So, if you don't know, it was a 4-night 2-movie per night event. So every night for 4 nights, 2 movies would come out for that series, I guess. So yes, last week was just way too busy, and this week is as well, but me and Tramadom will be catching up with that, like I said, starting Wednesday and leading us into Saturday. So I do ask that you join us for that. So I hope that everyone enjoys their Halloween. I hope that everyone was safe and got to have as much fun as possible this weekend, and especially for Mischief Night. I am Inkarnate, signing off for the Mind's Eye Theater, and reminding you, I ain't just a big deal, I'm the real deal. You're resigned to your fate? Time to subscribe to your fears.
Warn your friends. Warn everyone.